Hello everybody and welcome to Wednesdays with Han. Today I'm going to make two recipes for you. One is an appetizer and then the other one is a Thanksgiving dessert. Sorta kinda. These are for my last minute girlies, for my last minute people who forgot that their family agreed upon having Thanksgiving on a different day, or perhaps just forgot altogether about the holiday. Excuse the lighting in my kitchen. It is truly awful and yellow. I tried to fix it, bear with me. But the two recipes that I am gonna make, probably one that you have seen if you are chronically online like me, especially on TikTok. It is a puff pastry brie melt with fig jam and caramelized onions. So I'm gonna make that, and then for the dessert I'm just doing cake pops, but the cake itself is like a spiced cake, which felt more Thanksgiving to me for some reason. I don't know. I was originally gonna do like these pumpkin pie tins, but then I remembered the last time that I made pumpkin pie, it was the most awful thing on the planet, and I refuse to go through that trauma again. Also, don't mind on the stove already. I made mashed potatoes for my family stuff as well, and that was, I have to make more. Didn't make enough. And then right now I currently have cranberry sauce resting on my stove, which I've never made before. This is the first time I made it, so fingers crossed that it actually tastes good. So if you're my family and you're watching this, I'm sorry if it was atrocious. I did my best. I'm just a girl, okay? We're gonna make the cake first. It's just a regular cake box that I like mix. Nothing fancy. You can get fancy with it. But again, these are for my lazy people who forgot. Okay, so now that our cake is baking and in the oven, the first thing that we need to do is caramelize the onions, because those are going to take 9 million years and I am running out of time. So let's get to it. What? What? Yeah. Now they say after, the recipe I'm following says after 10 minutes of these cooking you can add some salt. And then I'm going to add, it says to add a little bit of sugar. So I'm just going to sprinkle a wee little bit on to help with the caramelization process. They, like, the person said that they only did like a teaspoon per onion. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, call it that. And then they said, I'm just gonna mix this up a little bit. And one trick to keep your onions from drying out is to add a little bit of water. And I'm just gonna do like enough to, I think, coat the bottom. I don't want to add like a bunch. So I think we'll just leave it at that, and if we need any more water, we will add more water. But I think we'll be fine. I'm just gonna let this kind of cook for a little while, because you don't want to burn your onions. You just want them to saute. It doesn't help too that like this pan and stove like leans. The whole apartment leans this way, by the way. Like my whole apartment is like that. Okay, so while we wait for our onions to caramelize, I'm going to work on the puff pastry. I don't know about y'all, but I have never worked with puff pastry before. So this is gonna be a slight learning experience for me. I have seen so many different recipes doing this. Like so many people, there's so many different ways that you can do this exact thing that I'm doing. From what I've seen and kind of like, is you kind of just carefully pull this sucker apart and remove that. Get this guy out. Oh, okay. So this is kind of neat. So this is actually 2 layers like that, which is really nice. So I'm just going to kind of flatten that with my hand. My countertop is clean, by the way, so don't worry. I am just going to, just so you guys can see, that's what I'm working with. I'm literally just going to cut it on the line that it already has. I'm gonna use this really flat baking sheet, whatever. I'm just gonna try and cut these. I'm gonna just do like a slight thing like this, just to make sure I can get a few out of this. And then we can have some small ones, maybe. Okay, we're just gonna cut it. We went for it. I'm just gonna do it like that. As you can tell, I'm just the master chef ever. Gordon Ramsay, be jealous. You got no skill on me. We out here, it got progressively so much worse. You know what, it's fine. I'm not even worried about it. Also, my second batch of mashed potatoes is cooked in the other container with the other ones. I'm gonna do a quick little spritz. Just make sure they don't stick. I'm gonna go ahead and place these suckers on here. And we might have to do this in 2 batches. We're definitely gonna have to do this in 2 batches because I don't have enough room on this pan to do all of them. I really hope these turn out. Hey, it's my cake. So, first look, what do we think? I'm gonna pull it out here. So it, as you can tell, still needs to be cooked. I'm just gonna place it back in there. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more water back to my caramelized onions, by the way. And one thing that I learned, the hack for making good caramelized onions, is to really don't stir them. Leave them alone. The more you stir, the more they will brown and possibly have more of a chance of burning. So like I said, I'm just gonna add a little bit more water just to get the bottom of it coated again, and we're just gonna go from there. So they're looking pretty good. They smell amazing right now. I'm gonna finish up cutting these puff pastries. Now I'm gonna cook these puff pastries up just a little bit here. They are gonna take a little bit longer, but I'm gonna cook them and then I'm gonna put my fig jam on them as well as my brie, and then I'm gonna re-put them in the oven so that way that can the brie can melt. So I'm just gonna put them in the oven underneath my cake, and we'll just wait, and I'll check back in with you once all that's done. Now I am gonna say too, the one thing that I don't understand about these puff pastry brie things that everybody's making is nobody takes the rind off of the brie cheese. Now, I don't think the rind tastes good, so I think I'm just gonna cut mine off, and then it's just gonna be the cheese on the inside. Yeah, I don't know what else to do, because like to me this is really bitter, so it doesn't make sense to leave it on. So we're just gonna do that. I'm starting to think the whole reason that they leave the rind on is simply because it's 10 times easier to cut. But I just like can't, okay, I can't morally do that to my family, okay? Also, this knife is like really dull, so don't worry, I'm not gonna cut myself. Okay, so spice cake is done. For time's sake, I am actually going to take this out and try and get it to cool a lot faster than what it would normally. Don't ask me where I'm gonna set it because, all right, this is gonna be a jump scare, okay? But I'm gonna show you my kitchen right now. And so obviously we got all of this lovely stuff baking on my stove. Okay, we got the puff pastries in the oven. This is just the start of it. You kind of come over here. And then I don't want to, like, that is probably good enough that I could put it in the fridge by now, but like, and then this is my mashed potatoes kind of resting. Again, jump scare, sorry. So the rest of this is actually going pretty fast. So again, I'm still kind of concerned about my onions. This is the first time I've made like true caramelized onions like this, so we're just gonna pray and hope. So I'm actually going to just put my cake in here because that's where it's going to need to go regardless, because again, it's just getting turned into cake pops. So I'm just going to mash that up a little bit. As you can see, it's super, super hot. So I'm just going to hope that this cools it down enough. I'm going to mix in some icing. You should probably do this once it's cooled down a little bit more, but I don't have the time. Actually, I'm going to put this in the fridge a little bit just so that way it can cool down and I can work with it a little bit more. Okay, so my caramelized onions are looking pretty dang good. Again, I turned it way down. I turned the stove super way down just so that way they can kind of cook for a while. I'm not super concerned with them right now because obviously my puff pastries are still cooking and I still have a plethora more that need to be done. I am going to take this finally back over here for now. Again, I'm still waiting on my cake to cool down, but for now, that's a quick update. Clementine! Clemmy! What are you doing? She's got the zoomies. Mama! Psst, psst, psst. Mom! Hi! Do you want to come hang out? You can come hang out? Clementine. Clementine. Did you want to cook with Mom? You want to cook with me? Are you? What about you? Hi. Hi, girls. Ooh, dang, girl. I'm vicious over here. Oh, this is my bag where I'm carrying everything, by the way, over to my family's house. What are you girlies doing? Are we taking a kitty cat break? Are we taking a kitty cat break? Huh? Psst, psst. Mama? Hi, good girl. Are you guys helping me cook? This is my entourage. Time check, we're at 11:37. Family dinner is at 1 o'clock. Fingers crossed. I should make it. I think I might be cooking up until that time, but you know what? That's fine. At least I got my video done and I got some cool new pastries for everybody to try. So I'm gonna be so real with y'all. This was kind of the point where I just gave up everything. Everything just... it was very draining at this point to pretty much get anything done. I really was out of time. I did end up being late in the last one to my family's Thanksgiving dinner. Here I'm just kind of, taking a spoon and making a little hole in all my puff pastries so that way I could fill it with all the other ingredients I had, such as the brie cheese and the fig jam jelly, and then eventually the caramelized onions. I used this entire jar of fig jelly. Like, I was kind of surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I ended up using 2 different baking sheets too, by the way, which you'll see at some point. But yeah, this was just such a chaotic day. I really wasn't expecting it to be as crazy as it ended up being. I should have cooked a lot of this the night before, but I didn't. Fun fact, I actually started work like a few days before this, and yay, I know, Hannah got a job, woohoo, she's been talking about how she's been unemployed, I know, but like, it's really, it's a very physically demanding job, and
I am in so much pain pretty much 24/7, and I am just covered in bruises and scratches. And also that mixture there, you see that steaming, that is my that's my cake. That's my cake pops. Don't do what I did. Just make it the night before or start it way earlier. Yeah, here's the other puff pastry coming out, once I have all that jazz melted upon it. Truly, this is a very chaotic video, and I am so sorry for that. I deeply apologize for it, but it was just what a day. I vow to never do this again. Also, you can see me talking. I got rid of all the audio for basically the rest of this video because, again, I gave up. I could not have the mental capacity anymore to be an internet personality or have any form of personality. I pretty much just cooked in silence at this point. I was talking to my mom for a little bit, and then of course my partner, who would come in periodically, but it was just, yeah, it's been a time. I'm really sorry that this video is so ungodly late. That is truly all on me. I don't like to do things like that. I like to try and stay consistent, but unfortunately, like I said, with work, I am coming home and I'm just so exhausted that by, I want to say, 6:45, I am in bed and asleep, passed out, zonked, okay? I can't help it. I'm just tired. I'm a sleepy girl, all right? I'm eepy. I'm eepy all times of the day, all right? And this job, like I said, and like for those of you who don't know, also, I had surgery. So I had surgery back in September, and then like immediately starting this like very physically demanding job. Like I am on my feet 8 hours all day, which I get that a lot of people are, okay, but like your girl has been spoiled for the last couple of years with cozy little office jobs, okay? I can't help it. That's just the way life has been for me. And you know what? I like my cozy little office jobs. I miss my cozy little office jobs, and I cannot wait to have one again, because this standing around and standing all day and then like lifting things all day, like, no, I can't do it. I'm over it, okay? It is not a fun job to have. And I understand, like, yeah, I'm getting paid basically to work out, but it's really not that great, okay? Because I am beaten. I am beaten down. My feet hurt so bad half the time, I'm limping. I'm basically just limping 24/7 at this point. You don't understand the bruises all over. It looks like I'm being beat. Like, if you were to see me, like, one literally looks as if it's like a handprint onto my arm. That's how insane it is. I promise you, I'm not being beat. My job is beating me down. And maybe myself too, a little bit mentally, because I'm not in my field currently. But you know what? This is going to be my happy place. Okay? Also, these cake pops, not great. You should definitely let them freeze. Definitely let them freeze. You can kind of tell right here in this clip, like it's falling off the fork. It kind of, it falls apart right there. It's not a great time, okay? They're good. Don't get me wrong. It's cake pop. Of course it's going to taste good. They were just too warm, and I definitely should have left them in the freezer. But that's pretty much all I filmed. That's all I got. Okay, thanks, bye. Watch, like, subscribe. Bye.